Hello nerds, Kelly Renee Miller here. It's a late one tonight because I worked and I forgot to do it on my lunch. Um, it was just a lot going on. It was hot outside mostly, and I was like, where's the shade? Put me in the shade. Tomorrow you'll see if I succeeded in my endeavor to remain out of the sun enough to avoid a sunburn. More on that later. Today's Nerdbyte is about the new Batman v Superman trailer. It's out. If you haven't seen it yet, it's out. I will link to it, of course. I believe I'll be linking to the Facebook page that of the Batman v Superman Facebook page where the video is embedded, so you may watch it there. Then it will ask you to learn more, and you can if you would like. I watched it a second time because I watched it earlier where it was loud and I couldn't hear everything clearly. Visually, it's very much similar in tone to Man of Steel, which I get. I was not, even for a teaser trailer, like, I couldn't really glean what it... I mean, okay, here's the thing. What it looks like is Superman is experiencing what Christian Bale's Batman spoke of, which is in The Dark Knight. Harvey Dent said it, and then it became the phrase of the film: you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And that's what it kind of looks like the entirety of at least this trailer was based on. For that. So, I get it. It didn't get me pumped, though, to see it. And kind of, I was like rolling with it. I was going, okay, alright, I see you. I see what you're doing. Hearing the narration that is clearly Alfred talking about Batman's rage, cast a new light on it for me. It did get me curious, like, well, what is Batman full of rage about? What is Bruce Wayne full of rage about? Is it that he's no longer the top dog, or on the superhero front, that he's no longer the only one? Because that doesn't seem Bruce Wayne-like. Batman obviously had a major ego to have a lot of, vigilante, to do his vigilante justice thing, but that never seemed to stop him from being a team player. It's not that he didn't want to work with anyone else, it's that there was not anyone else in the early days before Justice League, which obviously it's Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Also, important note that the filmmakers themselves have made a point to specify and point up. They've not said what it does mean, but they did say that it is Batman v Superman, not Batman versus Superman. What the V could possibly stand for, if it's not that. Again, but if we're getting really technical with it, they didn't say that it's not Batman versus Superman, they just said it doesn't say that. But then the subtitle for the film is Dawn of Justice, so they're clearly going to get together because it's the dawn of the Justice League, Batman and Superman being the first two members of that. My friend Frank, I'll share this with you individually, Frank, he'll like this. I took issue with Batman's costume, specifically his cowl. Mostly because whatever it happens to be made of, in the world of the film, it looks like it is roughly hewn out of metal, which would make it heavy and chafing and not aerodynamically sound. And unless you're planning to use yourself as a battering ram, which has all sorts of other bodily injury possibilities, it's just not practical. And while I appreciate that they gave oh, by the way, spoilers! This next one, the first thing is just a design issue, and I have an eye for design, and I've designed a few things, so that's why I say that. But the next one is actually a spoiler. So if you don't like spoilers, watch the trailer first, then come back and watch my Nerdbyte. To this point, you can jump to 5 minutes flat. I liked that they went with the the lighted eyes for the cowl, as in the animated series Batman Beyond. I like that. It's a logistic problem for me. In The Dark Knight, where he had the flip down things that looked white to the touch, but he wasn't actually using them for night vision he kind of was, but where they were placed like separate, as somebody that wears glasses, placed separate from his eyes, and they were something like things are getting projected onto them, which I don't know isn't happening, I guess, with this, but it's a distance thing. To have a light source that close to your eye as having it physically on the fitted cowl, even that small distance that makes it like half an inch or 3/4 of an inch, makes a huge difference. Logistically speaking, it would make it nearly impossible for him to have a light source that bright, that close to his eye, and of all the things that I am willing to suspend my disbelief on, that actually took me out of it, because the thing about Bruce Wayne is that he's not only a billionaire and a ninja, he's a freaking genius. He would know that. And he would just have migraine headaches all the time from that light that close. That being said, I do like it. Bring the Batman Beyond stuff, bring elements of the animated series in. Aesthetically, though, the Batman Beyond Batman is also very sveltely drawn. Not to say that Bruce Wayne is any less muscular or powerful or anything like that, but the lines are much cleaner, they're smoother, they're sleeker, and there's something about that works with the eyes lit up in the cowl, just from a purely aesthetic standpoint. I'm talking about this a lot. Apparently I have very strong feelings about the cowl, about Batman's cowl, and they've messed with it a bunch, and I've never had anything to say till now. And I'm like the cowl is a little steampunky, and it wasn't working for me. And I'm a big fan of steampunk. Beyond that, though, like, give Superman some hope, please. His name means hope, and in Man of Steel, he had hope, then ended up causing the worst decimation I've ever seen on screen. Okay. Anyway, I'm done. I have just logistical issues and a couple aesthetic issues. I will definitely go see it. It's gonna take more to hype me up about it, because I would have loved to see. We're going to see Wonder Woman in this. She's not in the teaser, but she is going to be in the film. I would just like to see a Justice League form, not having the catalyst be a conflict between the two main ones. I have to compare it to Marvel, like the Avengers. They were just kind of all thrown together, and there were tiffs and spats and whatever individually on an interpersonal, bantery sibling kind of level. And they were when Thor first showed up, they were like, "Who's this dude? He must be a baddie because he's got the same powers Loki has." And then they got through it quickly. If you're going to work together, work together. It doesn't need to be a thing like that. Well, I have things to say on this apparently, because I just checked the time. That was that reference was. Let's start a discussion on this if you would like in the comments. Yeah, I like I said, I'm uninformed as to the comic book story, so if this is canon, or if this is in one of the major graphic novels and things like that, even if it's part of the New 52, let me know what you think about it. I would just like to see, like, they don't need to... Also, I will say this, very last lines of the trailer, I think those in the film will end up being two sentences of the same conversation that are in different contexts. Do you bleed? You will. I don't think that's one thought of Batman's. I think it's part of a conversation, and it's less of a threat and more of a warning. And that's what I have to say about that. But that's based on my knowledge of Batman's character, not on my knowledge of this particular storyline. in this universe. So that's all. That's what I have to say. Thank you for bearing with me if you watched the whole thing. Opinions. When I have them, I have them. Alright, nerds, have a great night, or if you are among my UK crowd, hey, what's up? Have a great day, because it's early in the morning, or earlier-ish in the morning.